Hello, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Today being the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July to those that will be celebrating that wherever you may be. Now, let's just put the disclaimers in the top left-hand side. Please read them, even if you need to pause the video to do so, just so that you understand what you can expect from these kind of videos. Now, before we move on and explain the 3D market commentary for today, just to highlight different places you can go if you need help. So you've got my email address here, becky@traddictiv.com. You'll also have the link, which you can see there at the bottom, tradewithufos.com/Becky. So that will take you to, my screen has just frozen. Give me a second. Oh, and I'll just need to pull this up separately. Apologies. Okay, now I should see what I need to see. Okay, brilliant. So let me take you here to tradewithufos.com/Becky. That will bring you here. From this link, you can check out our apps, courses, coaching, one-on-one coaching, our live trading schedule, different areas to log in depending on what you have. You can track our live session notes in here from the sessions that we place or the trades that we place in our sessions that we do on our YouTube channel. You can check out the apps and planner in a bit more detail, and there's a question and answer section as well. Essentially, you have lots of resources, lots of help, lots of support, all available from this link. Now, let's now go to what we're here to look at, which is our 3D market commentary. So we send an email every day, Monday to Friday, that is this thing that we see here on the left-hand side. Let me just squidge it over a little bit so we can see more of the charts. So we call it a 3D market commentary because in this email, we go through three major elements per market. So the first one is market climate. And essentially what that means is the likely upcoming direction of that market. Is it likely to go up, down, or nowhere? We use an app to help us. It's called the Auto Climate app, and I'll show you how it works as we go through. Then we look at buy and sell UFOs, which in this case stands for unfilled orders, and is essentially where do we have buyers that could push price up? And where do we have sellers that could push price down? And how do we know where they are? Again, we use an app to help. It's called the Auto UFO app. And we can see it here. We've got the little green UFOs. Those show us where buyers are. Gives us the prices on the right-hand side here as well. And then we have little red UFOs. They show us where the sellers are. And we've got the prices on the right-hand side as well. So market climate, buy and sell UFOs, and then market volatility. How quickly do we expect these markets to move? So we'll look at each of those things per market, starting with the S&P 500. So that is the top 500 US stocks, and we're looking at a daily chart. So of course, different things happen on different time frames, but we will be focusing on the daily charts. Now, just to say, and to just highlight this here as well, if you don't get this email already, it is a free email to receive. And again, it's got each of those three major pieces of statistics and information per major market that we look at. If you go to tradewithufos.com/newsflash, then you'll be able to sign up to get this for free, and you'll get this email into your inbox every day, Monday to Friday. Okay, so let's have a look at the S&P 500. So today we have a thin blue dot on our auto climate. Now, of course, today being the 4th of July, this market is not moving very much, of course. So not really surprising to say that nothing's really happening today. Now, we also have buyers down here to be aware of between 3713.5 to 3639. And we have sellers up here to be aware of 3950 to 3892.5. Now, of course, as markets reopen and start to move again tomorrow, we should be aware of whether or not these buyers or sellers are going to come into play. For now, nothing really to do here with the S&P. Now, when it comes to volatility, we'd expect in a year, the S&P would move up or down by 27.74%. In a day, that is 66.6 points up or down. In a week, 146.61 points up or down. And in a month, 305.2 points up or down. So that's the S&P 500. We'll now move on to the next market, which is crude oil. So let's load this as well. Okay, and I'm going to squish it down so we can see what we need to see the buyers and sellers. Now, just to highlight here before we move on about the different courses that we offer. So if you want to check those out, you can go to tradewithufos.com/courses. They're really affordable courses in each of these things: futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. Now, most of our courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to our apps as well. So that actually works out cheaper to get a course and get 3 months access to the apps than it would be to just use the apps for 3 months. So check that out, see what works best for you. Now, just a point on the apps, AutoClimate, which is this one down here, that's a free app on most platforms you can use it on. But AutoUFOs, which is the app that shows us the buyers and sellers, that's a paid for monthly subscription, which gives you access to this app. Depending on which platform you use, depends on the price of that subscription. Now you can go to tradewithufos.com/apps and just subscribe for the apps. You don't need to get a course in order to use them. You can just subscribe to use the apps by themselves. But like I said, mostly cheaper to get a course and get 3 months free access than it would be to simply just use the apps. So check that out again, see what works best for you. Okay, crude oil, thick red dot, probability downwards. So again, this AutoClimate app tells us where we have probabilities. If we see a thick red dot on AutoClimate, that tells us probability is down. We also have sellers just above us between 116.58 to 110.43. And we've got quite a way to go before we hit buyers down at 80.47 to 77.83. Overall, probability there to the downside for crude oil for the time being. Now, in terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 49.4%. So in a day, 3.36 points. In a week, 7.39 points. Let's highlight that there. And in a month, 15.39 points. Again, that's movement we'd expect up or down within those time periods. So that's crude oil. Let's move on to the next market, which is gold. So let's bring gold. And again, squish it so we see buyers and sellers and see where they are. Here we go. Okay. Now, just to say, you won't see it down there because of the things that are on top, but we do offer coaching and support, lots of which is free. So you can go to our YouTube channel and you can check out different social media links that we have and get a bunch of coaching and support for free. But there's also an advanced all asset coaching, which is a small monthly fee to get access to live trading videos and extra resources. So you can check that out. If you did want to follow us on different social media platforms and track some of the free stuff that we put out there, if you go to our link tree, you can then see from there where you want to go and what social media platforms work out best for you. So check that out. I'll leave that up there for now as well so you can see. Okay, so gold, we have a thick red dot, probability there to the downside again. Now we do have buyers reasonably close by between 1781.3 and 1753. So they are likely to at least cause a little bit of a pause to the probability down, but we've got a little bit of room before we get there. We have sellers up here between 2003 to 1962.7, so quite a way away. Overall, probability down, but bear in mind that we do have buyers coming up soon that could change things. With volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 20.17%. So in a day, 22.94 points. In a week, 50.5 points. And in a month, 105.13 or 0.13 points. So that's gold. The next market, let's bring that up, is the US dollar. Okay, so with the US dollar, let's squidge this down so we can see the sellers. If we have any. It doesn't look like we have any. Okay, great. So we have a thick blue dot. AutoClimate is telling us with a thick blue dot, probability upwards. We also have no sellers that we can see anywhere nearby us. We also have buyers down here between 102.85 to 101.865. Overall, probability up here for the US dollar. Now, last but not least, the last market that we'll check out today is bakkt Bitcoin. So let's load this. But let's load it like that. There we go. So bakkt Bitcoin, let me squidge it down again so we can see what we need to see. We have a thick red dot on our auto climate app, again telling us that we have probability to the downside for the time being with Bitcoin. We do have sellers on top of us, kind of overlapping each other actually, sellers within sellers. So the wider range of those sellers are between 22,917.5 to 20,120. Now down here where we have buyers, again reasonably far away, are down at 14,347.5 to 13,027.5. Overall, probability down here for bakkt Bitcoin, sellers closer by, buyers not for a while. With volatility, movement up or down expected in 1 year of 93.45%. So in a day, up or down of more or less 1,127 points. In a week, up or down of more or less 2,481 points. And in a month, more or less up or down of 5,166 points. So that's each of our 5 markets. And for each of them, we've looked at 3 elements. Market climate, using auto climate to figure out where the probabilities lie, up, down, or nowhere. We've looked at buy and sell UFOs. Where do we have buyers that could push price up? Where do we have sellers that could push price down? And then we've looked at market volatility, how quickly we expect those markets to move, or how far we expect them to move in certain periods of time. Now, obviously, everything that we're going through here is to do with statistics and probabilities, but it's not definite. That's why we ask you to read the disclaimers. Nothing in life is certain, definitely not in the markets. So we need to make sure that we manage our risk just in case we're wrong, just in case something unexpected happens, which we can expect that will happen. And you may also layer other things on top of this to increase your probabilities as well, depending on your style of trader and what exactly it is that you want to do. Now, last but not least, before we wrap up, let's now have a look at our weekly economic calendar. We get this, I don't think you can see it if I scroll like that. There you go. We get this from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news because we want to know which scheduled news reports are likely to have an impact on the markets that we trade. Not for us to figure out whether or not it's going to go up or down, but to figure out, are we going to see an increase of volatility? Now, today being Monday, the 4th of July, of course, the American markets are closed. Not going to see very much movement on them, of course. Also, it looks like in the Czech Republic, looks like there's a what they call bank holiday day there too. And again, it says Europe. I can't quite see that flag, but again, other places within Europe. So you might see some slowness actually on the Euro or European markets today. Okay, so I will see you again later on in the week. I hope you have a fabulous start to your trading week. And for those enjoying 4th of July, I hope you don't do any work and I hope you have a great day. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.